Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, mother of 4-year-old killed in Mandeville shooting charged. The mother of a 4-year-old girl who was shot dead a week ago at their Mandeville home has been charged. Yannick Brown, a 38-year-old administrative assistant, has been charged with a child negligence and a breach of duty to securely store a firearm and ammunition. She was charged on Monday night after being questioned by detectives in relation to the shooting incident last Tuesday. The woman was offered station bail. Her court date is being finalized. Police said Gia Grinnell died from a gunshot wound to the back of her head sustained during a shooting incident at Ingleside Boulevard on Tuesday night. A police report said about 10 p.m. the child, her 12-year-old sibling, and the children's mother were at home when the shooting happened. According to the police report, the mother told the detectives that she put both the children to bed and went to use the restroom when she heard a loud explosion. The mother's licensed firearm was reportedly left in her handbag. Missing elderly man found dead in tank in Clarendon. Police are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of an elderly man whose body was found in a tank 2 days after he went missing in Lesterfield District in northwest Clarendon. Police named him as Edwin Ellis, otherwise called Mass Jack, 76, a resident of Manor District near Saguenay in Clarendon. A police report said Ellis, who was reportedly suffering from Alzheimer's disease, went missing on Saturday about 8:30 p.m. 2 days later, on Monday about 8:30 a.m., Ellis's body was found in a pond in Lesterfield District. The fire department was called in to remove the body from the tank. The Manchester police are awaiting a post-mortem to determine the cause of death. Troy High student dies in suspected drowning in Manchester. Police are probing a suspected case of drowning involving a teenager in Hector's River at a Cricket district in Manchester on Monday. The deceased has been identified as Orlando Sigree, 17, a student of Troy High and a resident of Cricket district. A police report said about 1 p.m., 5 teenagers went for a swim in the river. Police said that during their activities, 2 of the teenagers encountered difficulties while in the water. One of the teenagers was saved by another teenager. Police said the other teenager, Sigree, drowned. His body was subsequently removed from the water by residents. Witness unavailability delays the Monga trial. Dancehall artist Monga Honorable, whose birth name is Damon Roden, had his bail extended to June 24 when he appeared in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston to answer to murder charges on Tuesday. Roden and his co-accused Sheridan Gordon are to stand the trial in connection with the 2017 murder of Cleveland Smith, who is the cousin of dancehall veteran Mr. Vegas. However, a trial date was not able to be set when the defendants appeared in court Tuesday due to a confluence of reasons, including the unavailability of a number of witnesses. Both the defendants' bail were extended by Justice Leighton Pusey. Smith was shot dead along Malines Road, Kingston 20. According to the police report, it is alleged that Smith was accosted by a group of men, one of whom was reportedly armed with a gun at a dance in the Akiwa community of St. Andrew. An altercation ensued between them, during which Smith was shot. He was then rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Kingston football coach charged in funeral scam. A 53-year-old football coach has been charged after allegedly pretending to be a funeral director and collecting money to carry out an autopsy. Police say Richard Bryan of Westmore Drive, Marvelly, Kingston 20, was charged with a fraudulent conversion in relation to the alleged 5-month-long scam. Reports from the Central Police are that between January and May of this year, Bryan allegedly pretended to be a funeral director and collected Jamaican $500,000 from a woman to conduct an autopsy and make funeral arrangements for her son. Brian initially informed the woman that the interment would take place on Friday, May 9, and later changed the date to Sunday, May 25. After several unanswered calls to Brian's phone, the woman became suspicious and made a report to the police. Brian was subsequently apprehended. He was charged for the offense after reportedly admitting to using the money for his personal use during an interview. He was taken before the court and was denied a bail. He is scheduled to reappear in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday, May 29. Man who allegedly attacked a licensed firearm holder shot and injured. A man who allegedly used a pair of scissors to attack a licensed firearm holder was shot and injured on Monday night in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. About 9:30 p.m., both men were reportedly along St. John's Road when a dispute arose between them. The licensed firearm holder was reportedly attacked by the other man with a pair of scissors. He reportedly drew his gun and fired at the man, hitting him. The injured man was taken to hospital where he was admitted. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the matter. St. Catherine man freed after repaying funds in overseas employment case. A St. Catherine resident accused of defrauding a man under the guise that he could provide overseas employment has escaped prison time after paying back the money. Following the repayment, the complainant told the court that he did not want to continue with the case. As a result, the prosecution offered no evidence and Ronaldo Christian was freed by acting senior parish court judge Janelle Nelson Gale of a charge of obtaining money by means of false pretense. The court previously heard that last September, Christian convinced the persons that he could get work overseas for them. The complainant paid him $200,000 to travel on the program. Having waited without getting a job, he became suspicious and reported the matter to the police. An investigation was launched and the Christian was subsequently charged. Jamaicans encouraged to guard against the effects of Saharan dust. Jamaicans are being encouraged by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to guard against the effects of the Saharan dust that is currently affecting the island. The ministry says excess exposure to the dust particles can have severe health effects, including increased risk of respiratory and related illnesses such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, and respiratory infection and allergies. Skin and eye irritation can also be experienced. In addition, the dust can affect water quality, it adds. Members of the public, especially persons who are already experiencing or who are prone to respiratory illnesses, should exercise great care by observing the following precautions. Stay indoors as much as possible. Wear face mask. Wear long-sleeve clothing and protect eyes. Wash their hands regularly and avoid touching their eyes. Ensure that water harvested is treated. Cover water used for domestic purposes, including drinking and food preparation. The Health Ministry notes that the arrival of the Saharan dust layer is not unusual for the Caribbean, noting that the weather phenomenon occurs annually, usually between May and October. It says the plumes are usually short-lived, lasting no more than a week. Scott Mosley accuses government members of hypocrisy concerning violence against the women. Opposition Senator Donna Scott Mosley has accused our governmental counterparts of feeling shock over the recent spate of violence against the women and the girls. She argues that a brutal incident reportedly unfolded right under their noses with little outcry or meaningful action to demonstrate an intolerance of violence against the women and the girls, noting that the reaction of government members to recent incidents, including the beating of a nurse by a male motorist, Senator Scott Mosley labeled the actions as hypocritical.
All the JLP women were behaving as though this is the first time they had witnessed such a thing. But I had witnessed it before. I had seen a man take a stool and beat a woman until I thought she would just die from the blows. And when they sat in Parliament, not one of those women raised a voice to condemn. And it was alleged that the man was a parliamentarian. He has not denied it. And then suddenly now I see Babsy come out. And everybody come out. And they want to condemn violence against women. We have a joint select committee reviewing the Domestic Violence Act, which is to look at how we can strengthen the protection of our women in this country. It met once, March 20, 2024, and it has never met again. We have a caucus of female parliamentarians, and when you put issues to them, they say it's not in their terms of reference. These people don't choose you.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.